If you want to discover the secrets of what elite entrepreneurs and marketers did to achieve the next level of success, then this channel is definitely for you. Hey, I'm Daniel Das, and I'm the coach and founder of Voice Warriors, and I just want to thank you for clicking on this video. Voice Warriors Radio is where we interview these experts about their secret frameworks, strategies, tips, and how we can implement it right away in our lives and business. So stay tuned till the end of this video because I have an awesome gift that I would like to give to you. Enjoy, and I'll see you in a bit. He has helped thousands of entrepreneurs master the art of copywriting. So without further ado, let us put our virtual hands together and let us welcome Mr. Jim Edwards. What's up?
Hey, how are you, Daniel?
How are you, Mr. Jim? Mr.
I'm
Pickle
doing
Edwards?
great. I'm doing great.
Awesome.
I'm
Thank
ready
you.
to roll.
Awesome. I would like to see some Mr. Pickles action in this session today as well.
Okay, well, let's do it. I can do the whole thing as Mr. Pickles.
Wow, that's awesome. All right.
Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of background, education, experience in publishing content?
So I'll give you ever since I got past 50, all my stories take a lot longer to tell, because I'm tell old man stories. So I'll try and do this quickly.
Okay.
But I wrote my first book. It took me 4 years to write my first book. My most recent book only took me 72 minutes to create the content.
Mhm.
But my background was I, like a lot of people, had the entrepreneurial itch. I chose to write a book about something that I knew about, which was real estate. And so I wrote the book, and then I ended up actually getting rejected by 40 different publishers. It was more than 40, but I stopped counting at 40 because the rejection was tearing me up. So I decided, you know what? Let me see if I can use this as a business building tool.
Mhm.
So I actually used it in my real estate business. I'd been a mortgage broker. I wrote a book about real estate. I decided to become a real estate agent and ended up using the book as a tool to get my foot in the door with people that wanted to sell their house. So I ended up taking 51 listings my first year in real estate. So if you know any realtors, ask them how likely is it you could take 51 listings the first year in real estate and spend zero on advertising? I spent zero on newspaper ads. And so long story short, I went to homecoming at my college in 1997, ran into a fraternity brother of mine who he and his dad had bought a web server.
Mhm.
And I was asking about the internet, and I thought, you know what, maybe I could sell my book directly on the web. And so that began a 4-year odyssey of figuring out how to sell ebooks on the web back when, half the battle was explained to people how to actually download the book. It's like, hey, there ain't no book coming. You're downloading it. You're paying me for a file. And so that's really how I got started. I had to figure it out. There were no tools. There was no education. There were no gurus telling you what to do. You were literally figuring the stuff out on your own as you went. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
but in
Oh,
4 years, I did get that one little book up to where it was. I was looking for a copy. I don't have my one copy I have left of it. I was able to get that book up to the point where it was making enough money to pay a house payment, 2 car payments, and the electric bill. So that was pretty good.
That's awesome. I mean, the journey that you taken you from the time of the internet was just starting out, or basically the ebooks were just coming out into the market. And was it that time where you discovered funnels as well, or the format of a funnel?
So no, because if I had known about the framework of a funnel, I'd be so rich now that we wouldn't even be talking. You might not have even heard of me because you look young enough that probably in 1997 you were like 4 or 5 years old. But no, I mean, it was nobody had really come up with, especially one-time offers and upsells and all that other stuff. I mean, it was so hard just to get a freaking page up to sell something. And then we were on dial-up then too. You got to remember, we were trying to sell a 1 megabyte PDF file, and you're explaining to people that, this will take 7 to 10 minutes to download depending on your modem speed and all this other stuff. So, but No, if I had known about that then, like, hey, I'm going to sell them this book and then let me sell them something else and let me sell them something else. But then, we didn't have one-click upsells or anything like that. So it was a whole different rudiment. I mean, truth be told, man, I was fresh out of bankruptcy. I couldn't get a merchant account or anything. I was literally processing cards through my aunt's store at the Craft Mall in Williamsburg, Virginia. Literally, people would buy the book. I would download their credit card stuff. I would call her on the phone, give her the credit card number. She would run it. And then not only would I would then email the people the book, but I'd also explain to them why their credit card charges were going to reflect Country Treasures was the name that was on the credit card receipt.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it was, but man, we got up to about $1,500 a month, that wasn't bad. That was before inflation. $1,500 was a lot of money back in 97. Now it's not.
Yeah, I was about like 10 years old, and I remember the dial-up jarring where the tone goes.
Exactly.
I remember my dad was doing that. It's so crazy.
Yeah. And then your mom was like, I got to use a phone.
Yeah, man, that's really true. So really, the journey of yours was so much developed throughout the years, and right now you're in the funnels. So in regards to all that, what roadblocks or fears did you face early on, and how did you overcome, especially when it came to publishing content from then and now?
I think one of the fears that I faced was actually people criticizing me, like if I was going to sell the stuff and was it good enough? Was what I was selling good enough, or would I sell it? People would read it and then they'd be like, "Oh, this sucks. This guy's he's a fraud." I mean, just all the like imposter syndrome type stuff.
Mhm.
And then also that was one, and then the second one was it was just where am I going to find the people? How can I didn't have any kind of an advertising budget. There wasn't really anywhere to buy ads, honest to God. There was one place that you could buy ads. It was goto.com was the only place on the entire internet that was doing pay-per-click ads. And they wanted like a nickel a click. Oh my God, we're going to get poor at a nickel a click. There's no way. I mean, it's just funny looking back, but that was, so I got really good at search engine optimization. I mean, like I got world-class good at search engine optimization because that was really the only way that you could generate traffic back then. Then I learned about running ads and learned about writing articles. That was the big thing. I got really good at writing articles, getting other people to write articles about me, and a lot of content marketing back before it was even called content marketing. But the fears were basically imposter syndrome, and then also how am I just going to get this in front of the right people?
Mm-hmm. Was it the same? I mean, on publishing your book, also the same roadblocks and fears as like you're doing publishing your content live? Was it the same roadblocks and fears, or was it different on that?
I think I think it was pretty much the same. It's just that feeling of, is it good enough? Will anybody care? Will anybody buy it from me? If they do buy it, are they going to read it and think it sucks? And just I think that's pretty normal to feel that way.
And so what is one cool trick that you figured out to discover with publishing content that would really help entrepreneurs today?
So I think the biggest thing to understand is that you don't have to sit down at the keyboard and kill yourself to come up with content, like slaving away, especially if you're talking about a book. Now it's all about strategy and technology. For example, I just literally unpacked this camera. It just came today from where all good things come from, which is Amazon. This is called the Stream Cam. I mean, I literally don't know how it works, but how it works, I've had hooked up, but we're not watching it through this. But what this does is I can turn this thing so it looks like I'm making video on my phone. So instead of trying to make video on my phone and then post it to Instagram, which I suck with trying to, do my thumbs on this thing, now I'll be able to make video with my computer that looks like it's done on my phone, that I'm hoping is going to make me be able to do more stuff on Instagram. So the biggest thing is just to see how can you use technology and strategy to create your content rather than just gutting it out or banging your head against a wall. As soon as we get done with this, I'm going to be doing, I have to do something for my team. We're going to be creating the affiliate toolbox for my 7-day ebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to use funnel scripts to create the affiliate toolbox tools for the 7-day ebook. And I'm going to record that. I'm going to record us doing that. So I'm going to kill like 3 birds with 1 stone, and I'm going to record it all with Zoom. So it's just stuff that used to take forever to do. If you kind of think it through a little bit and say, okay, how can I get the biggest bang for my buck here as far as time? That's how you win the game. And repurposing. And I might just, my assistant doesn't know this, but I might just stream the damn thing live. So then I'm like, hey, we're getting ready to make the toolbox for 7-day ebook for the affiliates. And so you can watch us do it.
Wow,
In fact, you know what? I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm just going to go live in my group and say, okay, this is what we're doing. And you can watch us do it.
that's
Good
awesome.
idea, Daniel. Thanks for that.
That's awesome. It's always nice having discussions, talking, and ideas will just pop out of somewhere. And I guess great minds think alike.
Yeah, I think that another cool thing that you can do is just think in terms of, stop thinking in terms of writing, or stop thinking in terms of that, like, this way I created this content is only good for this one way. So like this morning, I did a video, and the topic of it was, what was the topic of it? I think, anyway, whatever the topic was, I get my days all run together. But I think in terms of, okay, I'm going to make this video, then I'm going to have this video transcribed, then I'm going to edit this video into, edit that transcription into an article. That article is going to go into my newsletter, and then snippets of it can be used as blog posts. I mean, there's all this different stuff that you can do that's totally legit, and it just saves you a ton of time, and you're getting 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 instead of just 1 time, and then you're like, why is nothing really happening?
Yeah, I really understand that. I mean, you take all your contents that you have done and you like repurpose it and reuse it again and again and again and recycling it. And one
Right.
of it is definitely going to hit the person or hit your customers well, and they will definitely come looking for you. Am I right to say that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's awesome. I love your the lives that you do, like who let the chickens out, or the dog, watching all your lives, and it's so awesome. The things that you're sharing and all. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So
Well, thank you.
if you had to start all over again with publishing in today's world, with today's tool and all the time constraint and other factors, what would you do differently? What would you change, or would you just leave everything the same like you did?
So if I had to start all over again today, I would get really, really, really good at creating live videos faster. But that would be how I would carve my way into the world and rise above all the online noise out there.
Wow,
So that's what
really
I would
cool.
do.
That's really cool. I mean, you like really focus on one thing and you just bring it to life, and go on with it. You're basically building the momentum. I see. Am I right to say
Right.
that? Yeah. And thank you so much, Jim, for all those awesome value and the stuff that you shared. It really helped a lot. I understand that people who would like to connect with you, like to know what you do. Maybe could you just share on what the JimEdwardsMethod.com has to our audience today?
So the Jim Edwards Method is kind of my portal. It's where my blog is, and you can find out more about my products and my membership site and my latest ebook and all kinds of good stuff.
What final thoughts do you have to help motivate the audience to get started or take their publishing to the next level like you have done? You just shared
So
before you.
sure. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Can.
Okay. So
Thank you.
the biggest thing I would tell you to do is there are 5 questions that you need to answer. Okay. If you really, really want to make this work. The first question is, what problem do you solve? The second question is, who do you solve it for? The third question is, how do you solve the problem? Now, the last 2 questions are the ones where you make all the money. Because the fourth question is, what makes your solution unique? And then the 5th question is, where are you going to put your sales message, where are you going to communicate with the people whose problem that you're solving? Now, that may all sound like, but I'm telling you, if you sit down, most people can't answer those questions. But if you can answer those questions, that will open up the path to you, and you'll know exactly what you should be doing. You'll know exactly who you should be communicating with. You know exactly how you're going to make money, and you know exactly where you should be directing your efforts towards your target audience.
Wow.
So just to recap those, it's what problem do you solve? How do
Mhm.
you solve it? Who do you solve it for? What makes your solution unique?
Oh, that's so awesome. I mean, these 5 questions: and what problem, who do you solve, how, and the fourth one is unique, and where you're going to go to communicate. That's really awesome, Jim. Thank you so much for your time. It's really
Hey, Daniel here again, and I just want to thank you for watching this video. And like I promised, I would like to give you an awesome gift. But before that, did you know the fastest way to reach the next level in your online business is not by cracking your head for ideas, going live every day on social media and all that? The fastest way we discovered is by interviewing experts that are in the niche that you're in. What I mean by that? Have you heard of this phrase where your network is your net worth? I'm sure you did, but if you have not, hear me out for a second. The real question is, how do we connect with these elite entrepreneurs and marketers? It took me a while to understand this, but with a lot of researching and studying, I finally discovered that most of them have this one pattern in common. Most of them started their entrepreneurship journey by asking or interviewing experts before they became one. And that's why having an interview show is so powerful. It does not only connect you with these experts, but it also builds your authority, trust, and credibility with your audience, and they will be willing to buy your offer without hard selling. Amazing, right? So here is my awesome gift to you. If you're looking to connect with your dream experts with a powerful interview show, I have this special short training that will help you with all the strategies that you need to launch one. All you have to do is click the link in the description, and that will direct you to my free group where the free training is. Over there, you'll be able to connect with me and ask me any questions that you have, and also join me in live interview session that is ongoing every single month. You will be able to find other free trainings that are in there that will help you in your entrepreneurship journey as well. Hope you enjoy it, and I can't wait to see you in there. Once again, thank you so much. Till the next one, I'm Daniel Das, signing out. Goodbye for now.